Ladies, gents, and non-binary friends, I have such a gift for you today. We've got a video from the White House YouTube channel themselves. 2.64 million subscribers, the White House. And so this is going to be a good one. Shout outs to their YouTube manager. They even got like a Be Right Back screen going on. And, my claim to fame is being the guy who brought Paw Patrol to YouTube. So I can definitely appreciate a good Be Right Back screen on the live stream here. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
We have a lot of athletic talent and great people behind me.
Oh yes, so much athletic talent. We've got Allen Iverson over here on the right side. We've got Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. So many amazing athletes here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
The truly great sports legends of
Yes,
all time.
truly great sports legends of all time. I can't even say the word. I'm so flabbergasted by the amount of celebrity in my presence right now.
Scott Bessent, and we're making a lot of deals. We're making deals for trillions and trillions. Nobody's ever seen anything quite like it. We just made
Trillions and trillions and trillions and billions and billions and billions and trillions and billions and billions. We're making so many deals, folks. We're making so many deals. Not to mention Japan. We just made a deal for, like 1.5 billion or 5.5 billion, whatever it was. But, Japan hasn't actually signed off on that deal. But don't mind that, we've made a deal. We've made the deal, trillions and trillions and billions and billions. Let's move on.
I don't know if you'd be interested right now. I won't even bother telling. This is about sports.
I'm not even going to bother talking about all the deals we've made. We've just made so many deals, billions and billions and trillions. I won't bother you with the boring stuff. Let's just talk about sports.
Passing and nobody knows what's happening. So
nobody knows what's happening. Okay, but it's happened.
Very much involved in figuring that whole thing out and working on it and trying to bring some sanity to that incredible, not only the football, college sports.
What are you saying, Donald? It's happened. Oh my goodness, it's happened. It's such a tragedy that it's happened. And the women, it's happened to the women, and it's so sad what's happened to the women. Oh my goodness, the things that have happened, the things that have happened, they have happened, and the guys behind me, they're going to deal with what's happened. Like, look at these guys. They have no idea what you are even talking about. Can I zoom in on this? Is this something I can do? Like, look at these guys. I don't think I'm zooming in any further, but oh my god, these guys are just like, please don't implicate me in this. Please don't tell me I'm going to be the one to figure out what's happened, because you are just saying the word happened over and over and over again. And I know that it's happened, and it's a terrible thing that has happened, but what has happened? You have not said what has happened.
Very, very bad for women. It's very bad what's happening.
Oh my... It's very bad what's happened. It's especially bad for women. We gotta play the women card. We gotta play the sexism card. It's super bad for women. It's super bad what's happening. You don't even want to know what's happening. I can't even begin to describe. It's actually boring stuff. It's completely boring stuff. The fact that you're still talking about Epstein and the things that are happening, it's super boring. Especially the women, it's boring for the women, it's boring for the men. It's just, what's happening, it's terrible that it's happening,
Smaller sports, they're almost going to be completely wiped out. This is crazy what's going on. We banned men from competing in women's sports with this. It's all going into football, and some to basketball, and everything else is being left behind. And women are being left behind, and lesser sports are being left behind.
Women are being left behind. Everyone's being left behind. We're not going to have many of those sports left. Like, what are you talking about, Donald? What are you saying? We banned men from competing in women's sports. It's crazy what's happening. Men... there's these women's sports and these men's sports, and the men aren't allowed to compete in women's sports, and the women aren't allowed to compete in men's sports. And this is just like, Jesus. What are you saying, Donald? The men can't compete in women's sports? This is kind of It's kind of self-explanatory, you know? Alright, so for full context, I've taken this clip from the Hasanabi Stream archive channel, whatever it is, you know, one of those channels that just steals content and re-uploads it, and they're not affiliated with the creator at all. So this live stream that you see above me is not my live stream. I am not affiliated with these chatters at all, you know, and my camera is completely covering Hassan's camera for all that you care, you know?
What has sports meant to you? And did you have a sports hero growing up?
So the question is, what do sports mean to you, and did you have a sports hero growing up?
Maybe Lawrence Taylor. I don't know. It could be Lawrence. Or I know him so well.
What the fuck, Triple H?
Well, a lot of sports heroes. It meant a lot. I was always a person that loved playing sports.
That's so funny, Donald. That's so funny. Please continue.
And for 2 hours, you're not thinking about all of the nonsense and all of the important things, frankly. But
I like how he slipped that in. It's like, I love playing golf because I get to just forget about all this bullshit, you know, all the politics, all the, you know, all the stupid shit I gotta deal with every day. Oh wait, it's important stuff. It's important stuff. I can't say I like to forget about the nonsense. You know, it's important stuff that I'm forgetting about. It's important stuff that I'm putting on the back burner while I go and play, you know, 18 holes of golf. It's definitely important, but, you know, as a human being, as a president, I deserve some time to relax and forget about that stuff. You know, but it is important. It's not nonsense. It's important.
And it gives you a little exercise, sometimes a lot of exercise. It's a great thing. It's a great thing.
A little exercise, sometimes a lot, you know, sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. Depends on how much I run that day, you know.
If somebody's not a good athlete, a lot of people just are not good athletes, so they can't compete. But you learn about people playing sports with and against some. So
This man's such a dingus.
No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question, one of the worst. But no, I don't know really why. But I said if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing. I didn't like it, and we threw him out. We said we don't want him, you know, at the place. This is a story that's been known for many years, as you know.
Brother, this is one of the questions where all you have to do is say no. It's a softball question. All you have to do is say no. You don't have to talk about, you know, ABC fake news and be like, oh, you know, he was, you know, poaching employees from me and I don't appreciate that. Like, if you previously said the guy was a creep, just say no. You don't have to elaborate on it.
Many years, as you know. But it's I didn't like it that he was doing that. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I didn't like that he was taking employees from me. I didn't like that he was, you know, sex trafficking and having sex with underage girls. Like, brother, just deny it. Just, like, you've been so set on this deny everything plan. Why are you entertaining these questions about him taking women from your establishment? Just deny it. Like, it is so easy to just say no. It never happened. I don't think that it happened. Like, oh my goodness. Like,
bring some sanity to that incredible.
all of these guys are just like, dude, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
To join the council, and we're going to let some of them come in. But they're going to also be working on college football in terms of what happened. It's a mess. What happened. It's what they're doing with college football, and the fans are upset about it, and players are being taken from team after team, and they're being traded around like playing cards.
Sure.
A lot of money's passing, and nobody knows what's happening. So these people behind me are going to be very much involved in figuring that whole thing out and working on it and trying.
They're like, please God, don't put me on this assignment. I don't want to figure out what's going on with whatever he's rambling about because I have no idea.
Very bad for women. It's very bad what's happening because now all of a sudden there's no women that are
It's very bad what's
get the
happening.
money that they're talking about.
Nobody knows what's
People will be
happening.
going
It's
mostly
very
to
bad what's happening.
football, some basketball, and women's sports are being totally decimated. We know.
Oh, it's a tragedy what's happening. Nobody knows what's happening. I can't believe what's happening. There's the women and there's some basketball, there's some football, maybe there's some volleyball in there, because of the women, and nobody knows what's happening. And I pray to God that these guys behind me can figure out what's happening, because I don't know what's happening. And hopefully the people behind me that I've appointed in these positions, even though they're not qualified at all, hopefully they can figure out what's happening, because I don't know what's happening. And God forbid anything happens to the women, because it's happening to the women, it's happening.
You know that, Annika, with this, it's all going into football, and some to basketball, and everything else is being left behind. And women are being left behind. And
yes, you can't forget the women. Some of the money's going into basketball, some of the money's going into football, but the women are being left behind, and it's happening to the women. You can't stop what's happening. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen, but at the end of the day, it's all happening, and these guys behind me are gonna figure out what is happening so they can put an end to it. But oh my goodness, the women, the basketball and the football and the women, it's happening to the women. Oh my goodness.
Being left behind, and the Olympics is being decimated, because that was like training for the Olympics, and now we're not going to have that many of those sports left. The smaller sports, they're almost going to be completely wiped out. This is crazy what's going on.
It's crazy what's happening
in women's sports. And last week, the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee announced that they will be complying with that order.
Oh my goodness, this short is fantastic. I don't know what's happening. Do you know what's happening? Because Donald Trump keeps talking about what's happening, and I can't figure out what's happening. And it's kind of crazy what's happening. But me and you, we don't know what's happening, but Donald Trump seems to know what's happening. And the things that are happening are just happening on a level that is unprecedented from ever before. It's happening so frequently and so often that we can't even keep track of what's happening. And that the basketball and the football and of course the women, you can't forget the women. It's terrible what's happening to the women. But we don't know what's happening. But the guys behind me are going to figure out what's happening, because you and I can't possibly comprehend what's happening. By the way, it's boring stuff what's happening. It's completely boring stuff. You should stop focusing on what's happening. Stop focusing on Epstein and the Epstein files and the Epstein list, and start focusing on what's really happening. And that's the fact that the college sports and the basketball and the football and the women, and it's happening to the women. So don't focus on the Epstein happenings and the fact that there's a minute of the video footage gone, but actually the minute was actually found and it's been doctored multiple times. But don't worry about those happenings. What you need to worry about is what's happening right here with the Olympic sports and the money that's being filtered out of the basketball and the football. But don't forget that there's things happening to the women, and we can't forget the women. There's so many things happening to the women, and you do not want to forget what's happening. So if you are in any way, if you care about what's happening, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with what's happening, because I'll fill you in on the happenings and what's happening here and there and tomorrow, and maybe what's happening next week. So make sure you like the video, and I'll keep you informed on what's happening. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're happening. I hope you have a happening day, and I'll see you happening. Thank you.